Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another The Sports Scoop video. Today, as you saw by the title, we are predicting NFL quarterbacks for the 2021 NFL season. Obviously, we're not going to be predicting the Chiefs or the Packers or teams. We know who their quarterbacks will be. We're predicting teams, their quarterback situation is really up in the air for 2021. If you enjoy that kind of content or NFL content, make sure to click that subscribe button before we get into the video. Like the video, and yeah, let's get into it. So let's get into team number one, the Jacksonville Jaguars. We know who it's going to be. It's going to be Trevor Lawrence. They have that first overall pick in the NFL draft. They're going to go get the Clemson quarterback. Great prospect. One of the best we've seen since Peyton Manning. He's going to be their guy for the future. I don't think they really have much other options. So Jaguars get Trevor Lawrence. The Jets quarterback, again, another rookie that they're going to draft, and it's going to be the BYU quarterback, Zach Wilson. I think they're going to another rookie that they're going to draft with that second overall pick. Again, I mean, Sam Darnold will be traded. There's a lot of teams that have interest. He's been arguably a first-round pick worthy. Sam Darnold obviously hasn't fit there. Joe Douglas will look to go get his franchise quarterback and go take Wilson at number 2. Broncos, their quarterback will be Drew Lock going to 2021. Obviously, I know he hasn't been the greatest. He showed a lot of upside 2 years ago when he won a lot of games for them. The Broncos did announce that they would give quarterback competition to Drew Lock. I still think he'll be the quarterback. Maybe they bring in a veteran like maybe Mariota or Alex Smith, obviously, as he's hit the market. But I think Drew Lock will stick with them at least for a year or at least half of the year, unless they get someone maybe even in the draft or in free agency. Steelers, the one I disagree with the most, Ben Roethlisberger. He just signed a new deal. Really don't understand what they're doing there. I don't think Ben Roethlisberger is a good quarterback. I think he's a bottom tier quarterback. He hasn't really done much. He's not fast. His throwing power and accuracy is good at times, but not great. The Steelers will stick with him. I mean, obviously they signed Dwayne Haskins. They have Dobbs. They have depth there. I think he really will hold them back. Again, we'll have to see. I think their defense can really make them a team that's very good, but Ben Roethlisberger will be the Steelers quarterback 2021. Panthers, big trade here. I have them getting Deshaun Watson as their 2021 starting quarterback. Teddy Bridgewater will be shipped off to the Texans, and obviously a ton of picks. Who knows, maybe even McCaffrey shipped off. But I think the Panthers are really in a division that's gotten a lot closer, with now the Buccaneers obviously being incredible, and the Saints and the Falcons who are up and coming with their new head coach. I think the Panthers really are a quarterback away from competing for playoffs, and I think Deshaun Watson immediately makes them a team that can go into playoffs and really make a run. Who knows what they will have to give up? Obviously a ton of picks. It will be one of the biggest, if not the biggest, quarterback trade we have ever seen in NFL history. But I think Deshaun Watson will go to the Panthers. We've seen rumors circulating, and I think the deal will get done. Now moving on to the other side of that trade, the Texans. I think that they will go with the Panthers pick and get Justin Fields from Ohio State, someone who I really have ragged on a lot, and I don't think Justin Fields will be a bad quarterback. I think just if you really look at his game, there's more wrongs than you see in other quarterback prospects like Wilson or Lawrence or even Trey Lance. But I think Justin Fields can still be a really good dynamic quarterback, and my big reason is why the Texans will take him is because he can be that Deshaun Watson type guy and really make plays, get out of the pocket, make throws downfield, and win games in situations where the Texans are down or they need a big play. I think Justin Fields is a dynamic quarterback and can really, be the future for this Texans team. And as well, you have Teddy Bridgewater, who can be that bridge quarterback in between. But I think Justin Fields will be the quarterback for them in 2021. The Washington football team are going to go get Marcus Mariota from the Raiders, someone who really showed a ton of upside. This division's really up in the air for Washington. I think right now they're the best team, or they have the team with the best chances to take over that division. And I'm a Giants fan saying that, so it's authentic. I think Marcus Mariota gives him a chance. I think he would fit with Ron Rivera, who's really figured out how to utilize and make this team a really good team. I think Marcus Mariota will at least be a 1-year starter, maybe sign a 1-year deal, maybe get 2 years, but I think he'll be their quarterback for 2021. Philadelphia Eagles, I've said it, I'm going to say it again. Jalen Hurts is their guy. If you guys saw our video talking about how the Eagles are going to give Hurts quarterback competition, I've moved my opinion. I think it's okay to get him a veteran guy, but I don't think that he should be counted out as a starter. I think Jalen Hurts will be your guy. He's shown upside, played 3.5 games, was good, showed sparks, showed good, showed bads. But I think the Eagles really not a ton of choices now, as the quarterback market is really thinning, and there's a lot of teams that still do need quarterbacks. And I think the Eagles right now are a team that are not as hungry for a quarterback as, say, a Washington or a Chicago. So Jalen Hurts is their guy. Miami Dolphins, I'm going Tua Tagovailoa. I really do like him. Tua can prosper into a good quarterback. Obviously, He was kind of handheld by Fitzpatrick, who won him some of those games, technically 5-4 as a starter since Fitzpatrick won that game against the Raiders. But Tua's shown upside. I mean, he's mobile, he can be accurate, he has an arm, obviously left-handed, and I think really with the Dolphins right now is you have to make that decision, because if you're going to go get Deshaun Watson, go get him now. You don't want to leave it up in the air for late in the season or until the season starts to go get your guy. Tua obviously was not amazing. That Bills game really made people doubt him. People are even saying go draft a quarterback, but I think maybe you go get Penei Sewell, maybe you get Devonta Smith in the draft, and I think you bolster his weapons to bolster his chance of being a good quarterback. Now, this will ruffle some feathers. For the Cowboys, I have their quarterback being Russell Wilson. Now, before you go into the comments and, destroy the comments with hate, the reason I think Wilson would be their quarterback is because right now the Seahawks are obviously, they're taking phone calls for Russell Wilson, and they're not actively shopping him, but they're taking calls for a potential trade. If the Seahawks get a good offer from the Cowboys, obviously including Dak Prescott, I think that they will snap and give him away. Wilson is cheaper than Dak, and Dak wants top 3 quarterback money. He wants Mahomes and Rodgers money, which unfortunately Jerry Jones doesn't really want to pay. And I think Jerry Jones is an older guy. I think if right now the Cowboys want to win now, I really do like Dak, and I think Dak can give them a chance to do that. I'm not a hater on Dak, but I think they would snatch up Russell Wilson in a trade immediately. He's still in his prime. Very good quarterback for this Cowboys team. We've seen what their receiving core can do, and hopefully they bolster that defense. But I think it will be a blockbuster trade, and the Cowboys will get him. Now, the Seahawks quarterback, and I just want to mention, I mean, we'll have Deshaun Watson on the move, Russell Wilson on the move, but the Seahawks quarterback will be the Cowboys' old quarterback, Dak Prescott. Now, if you're a Seahawks fan, I mean, you let go of Russell Wilson. Yeah, that sucks. You will get picks and Dak Prescott, who's younger, obviously wants a lot of money, but Dak Prescott can be a very talented quarterback. He's mobile. He can throw the ball well. He's very dynamic. Really, right now, if you're the Seahawks, Russell Wilson, if you don't get him that O-line, you don't listen to him, if you're Pete Carroll and you're stubborn and you don't want to change the team, Wilson's out of your hands. And if you can get Dak Prescott, I think it's the best option for the Seahawks because they can get picks. They won't get as many as say they're trading to the Dolphins. But I think Russell Wilson will leave and they will get Dak Prescott as their guy. Patriots quarterback. Right now, I originally had it written down as Cam Newton, but I'm going to go with Jimmy Garoppolo. I think Bill Belichick, he has money. He really likes Garoppolo. Kraft went over his head and traded Garoppolo in that Tom Brady era. Belichick was mad about that. I think he'll go get his guy from San Francisco. Shouldn't be a massive trade. Shouldn't really be giving up too much value. I don't think he's worth a first-round pick. Maybe you give a player and a couple late-round picks. And I think he'll go back to the Patriots. He knows the system. It's one of the hardest systems to learn. Cam Newton, again, I know, give him a chance for another year. I'm fine with doing that if that's your choice. But I think if you're the Patriots and 49ers are not too happy with Garoppolo, he obviously sat out games last year he could have played. So I think his future is up in the air. And if the Patriots can grab him up, he knows the system very well. And they have a ton of cap space, so they can go back to a 10-12 win team if they get a serviceable quarterback. Now onto the other side of that trade, the 49ers, they will draft Trey Lance. Again, I know maybe Justin Fields or I don't know, maybe they traded for Zach Wilson. Trey Lance has potential to be this quarterback class is very talented. Trey Lance, like Zach Wilson, like Lawrence, arguably like any of the quarterbacks, has potential to be the best quarterback in the class. He has so much upside. He's mobile. I think he can be a very talented guy. And at the end of the day, I know I made a video on Kellen Mond and why he would be a fit, but in this certain situation, I think that Trey Lance fits this team very well. We know what Kyle Shanahan can do with mobile quarterbacks. We know he loves mobile quarterbacks. Trey Lance has a cannon for an arm. He's accurate if you watch his film. And I think the 49ers will snatch him up here. Again, I would be more in favor of Kellen Mond, but I think that the Patriots will really push to get Garoppolo. And then again, you're not going to get Kellen Mond if you have a quarterback opening and you have that early pick as the 49ers do. Now onto the Chicago Bears. I have them getting Sam Darnold as well. I know I made a video on Washington getting Darnold, but I think right now the Bears are the most desperate team in the NFL to get a quarterback. Foles is not your guy. Trubisky's not your guy and hasn't been your guy really since he was drafted. And Sam Darnold has a lot of upside. I think if you either franchise tag or get Allen Robinson on a 2-year deal, Sam Darnold can be very effective. We haven't really seen him with a good offense as well. They have a championship level defense, as I've been saying. They have Khalil Mack. They have Kyle Fuller. They have Keem Hicks. They have, Roquan Smith. They have a defense that can get the ball into Sam Darnold's hands. I think that Matt Nagy will like, and hopefully get the best out of Sam Darnold. That's what I'm hoping, because I really do not want him to be a bust, even though I am a Giants fan. I want to see what Sam Darnold can do with a good team. They can get him for a year. And again, I mean, it's one of those things, it's kind of a trial period, because Darnold isn't getting paid anything insane because he's obviously still on his rookie deal. So it can be get him for a year, see what happens, and then move on if he doesn't work. On to the last team. I have the New Orleans Saints, and they will re-sign Jameis Winston either to a 2. I'm not specific on what the deal will be, but I think they'll re-sign Jameis Winston. Look, he's only missed 3 games in the seasons he's played. He's only 27. He has upside. He's young. And I think right now, the New Orleans Saints don't really have the money or the capital to get a Deshaun Watson or a Russell Wilson or a Dak Prescott. And if you're the Saints, Jameis Winston sat behind Drew Brees, learned the system. I don't like Taysom Hill. I really think where they've put him in that like joystick around the offense, I don't think he's really fits as a quarterback anymore. We've seen Winston has a gigantic arm. If you can go get a quick receiver like Tony in the draft, and then you as well have Michael Thomas fully healthy, I think Winston can be great. We saw what Bridgewater did, a mid-tier quarterback with the Saints 2 years ago, and he was amazing. He won games, and he brought the Saints to the playoffs, or at least gave the Saints wins when Brees wasn't there. So Winston will be their guy for the future, or at least for the short-term future, and he'll get a 2-year deal. But if you guys did enjoy that video, make sure to like and subscribe. I know I had a lot of hot takes on which team's quarterbacks. I really like to shake it up. You know, the NFL, just things happen that you would never expect to happen, like JJ Watt signing with the Cardinals. So I think these teams, that will be my prediction for these 15 teams, I believe 16 teams on their starters. Let us know down below who you think your team will get, and if you disagree with any, let us know. We always love to have a conversation. As well, follow all of our socials there, link down below, our Instagram, our podcast, as well as our website. We're posting a lot over there, and you can DM us on Instagram. We're very active over there. You get early access to when we post videos and clips of videos, all that kind of good stuff if you are fans of the channel. So I want to thank you guys so much for watching. We'll see you in the next video. Hope you guys enjoy who I think my starters will be, and we'll see you next time.